Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has launched a probe onto one Southern Kentucky police department. And we take a look at how the winter weather has impacted some food banks in eastern Kentucky.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Thursday, February 5th. The time is now 6:31, and let's check in with Megan Duswell for a look at your forecast this morning. Oh, goodness, Megan. It's a morning.
It's a morning. It's like Monday 4.0 now at this point, right? It feels like it. But here's what you need to know as you're heading out on this Thursday. Definitely going to see some clouds out and about as you're heading out the door. That's the trend that we're going to continue to watch throughout the day, unfortunately, with those mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures, though, that's going to be the main story as you're heading out the door. Seeing some teens and some single digits. Yeah, it's cold, but for the most part, looking at those 20s for our southern counties. Layers will still be needed, but by the afternoon, definitely going to see some improvements for some folks. I mean, we're talking 20s and 30s, which at this point is what we've been seeing over and over again. So, I mean, it's just another day of that. But thankfully, heading into next week, we are going to see some improvements, and those 30s are going to finally go away. But here's what you need to know for today, as it's still sticking around. High temperatures around that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock time frame, staying nice and dry throughout the day, with those wintry mix chances returning tomorrow. Neely.
Thank you, Megan. The Laurel County Sheriff says the FBI is investigating the London Police Department. Former London mayor and current mayoral candidate Tracy Hanley says it involves the misuse of information from the FBI's National Crime Information Center, or NCIC, but she did not know what the complaint was exactly or who made it. Sheriff John Root says the city and county's control of criminal records database was transferred from the London Police Department to the Laurel County Sheriff's Office. One woman is dead after a house fire in Floyd County. The coroner was called to a home on Right Fork of Home Branch in the Endicott community Tuesday. That's where 86-year-old Pearl Johnson was pronounced dead. In a post on Facebook from the Allen Volunteer Fire Department, it said Johnson's family was in their thoughts and prayers. This is just one of several deadly fires in eastern Kentucky in recent weeks. We are learning new information about a man who was hit and killed last week just north of Hazard on Highway 15. Deputies say 57-year-old Virgil Lee Johnson of Jackson was hit by two vehicles near the Perry County Ambulance Service. A deputy says Johnson was walking in the roadway across from the Arco gas station when the driver of a vehicle approached and swerved in an attempt to miss Johnson, but struck him. Deputies say another vehicle also came through and hit him as well. The Floyd County Fiscal Court has announced the dates for when they will have community meetings to prepare for future disasters. From noon until 2 p.m. on February 18th, they will meet at the Eastern District Library. They will also meet the next day from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. at McDowell First Baptist Church. Officials say these meetings are designed to give residents a chance to share their experiences and ideas to plan for future flooding and emergencies in the county. The winter weather puts a heavy burden on many families throughout the region, and in turn places more pressures on the organizations they rely on to get through. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has a look at how the frost is impacting some of the feeding programs in Pike County.
When you look at it, you see it's kind of bare.
The recent frosty forecast has been a hard hit to food programs throughout the region.
On Thursday, that was the last serving day of the month. We served 450 meals. That's not the normal, but that was the normal that day.
Organizations in Pikeville say the decrease in temperatures has resulted in an increased need, with schools closed and resources and utilities tapped out for many families.
An increase in that, and I've just seen, as I said, people coming in, with the stories, not just coming in to get the food, but coming in with the stories about how hard it's been, how difficult it's been, how high their bills have been, just what their needs are.
Grace Community Kitchen has been working to help meet those needs, but the program is seeing needs of its own, as its volunteers serve 2 free meals each week and send people home with excess.
I can feed them a meal, they can sit down down, they can eat, they can take a meal to go, so I know they have something either for that evening or for the next day. So there is a comfort in knowing that, but then there's also that, that angst to know that it's going to be a few more days before they have another meal.
The East Kentucky Dream Center is seeing the same increase in need, with its 2 weekly meals still cranking out comfort for those in need.
Making a hot dog.
But like Grace Community Kitchen, the organization's pantry needs a little love, and both outreaches are asking for the support of those who can donate to help keep folks fed.
We have nothing right there.
Pastor Debbie Bailey says aside from foods and non-perishable items, the Grace Community Kitchen has seen another gap that needs filled.
Donations of water. Like I said, I get lots of requests for water, not just jugs of water, but for drinking water. I could really use that.
She says they are also working to provide a little warmth, seeking donations to help purchase fuel and heat sources.
Just unbelievable. I've had people come in talking about having to bundle up in clothes and quilts and blankets to try to stay warm at night because they have no heat in their home. And it really is just heartbreaking to hear those stories.
Bailey says each story comes from a person in need, and she believes God will continue using the community to provide. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
To find out how you can donate to the Dream Center or Grace Community Kitchen, you can visit our website, WYMT.com. Numerous school districts across Kentucky are close to entering their second week with no in-person learning. Many districts have been using snow days or non-traditional instruction days while roads remain icy and unsafe for school buses. Legislative leadership says there's been no formal request to increase NTI days or offer alternatives, but many lawmakers are against granting them.
Well, I'm only one person, but my response would be, let's keep it the way it is, and we're just going to do it the old school way and add time on to the end of the year.
Nothing can replace that in-seat time with a student and with a teacher.
A spokesperson for the Kentucky Department of Education says they are monitoring the days missed and may consider asking lawmakers for more flexibility if those trends continue. The winter weather can affect our mental health, and with folks stuck in their homes for possibly weeks at a time, many could be experiencing cabin fever. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to health officials about how to avoid those winter blues.
The winter blues are common during the colder months, which can include similar symptoms to depression, which is usually caused by a lack of sunlight exposure.
And that can lead to vitamin levels dropping, like our vitamin D, not getting as much of that. And all of that is linked to mood and our well-being. And so it can really take a toll on mental health.
In addition to the winter blues, many throughout the Commonwealth could now be experiencing cabin fever.
When the snow comes, when our routines are disrupted and we're not able to kind of carry about our daily errands and tasks and schedules, and sleep can be disrupted and can really impact our mental well-being.
Feeling unmotivated to perform daily tasks, disconnected, and easily irritated are common symptoms. However, there are things you can do to help.
I think it's important to find things at home that you can do to keep a routine. And that can be simple things such as cooking, reading, and even doing exercises like yoga that can be so good for the body and the mind. And those things help to keep our well-being uplifted and mood more regulated.
And for children, the lack of social time without school and the additional screen time could make symptoms worse.
So we want to make sure that we're connecting with them, that we're involving them in activities, getting them to help with chores around the home and fun things like cooking and making kind of fun things, making crafts, things like that. That can be really helpful to involve the whole family.
Limiting that screen time, prioritizing a steady routine, and activities to exercise your body and mind daily. In Perry County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Health officials also remind folks to check in on your family and friends and neighbors, whether it's a phone call or a visit.
And it's definitely going to be a cold day today, so if you are heading outside, make sure you're wearing multiple layers. I mean, we're talking 7 degrees right now in Moorhead, 9 degrees in Louisa, and we'll continue to see temperatures dropping until about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock this morning, and then we'll see that warm up. And I put warm up in quotations as we're making it into a mixture of the 30s. Most folks in the low to mid 30s, but we do have some folks only making it to the upper 20s. 29 is that forecast high in Moorhead, Jackson, and in Logan. And we're dealing with a lot of cloudy skies today, so not too much sunshine, unfortunately, for your Thursday. Here's a look at that bus stop forecast, though, as you're heading off to school. Expect those cloudy skies. Temperatures in the low 20s as you're heading home. Well, you can look at the upper 20s, low 30s with mostly cloudy skies. Neely.
Megan, thank you, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:41 and still to come on Mountain News this morning. The countdown to the big game is on. We'll take a look at the efforts underway to keep Super Bowl 60 fun and safe.